Hi everyone. Tomorrow is the last day of the Chinese Hungry Ghost Month. This is the last true ghost story that I'm sharing to commemorate this festival. Did you miss any of my previous true ghost stories? If you did, you can go view them. You can find them in the Supernatural playlists. Just go to my channel's playlist and look for the Supernatural category. So today, I share about a time when I was asked to help a maid in Singapore who was haunted by a ghost. Please continue watching this video to find out what happened. In the meantime, remember to subscribe to get updates whenever I publish a new video. As I mentioned before, I conduct meditation sessions at holistic centers. My guests will come to learn about meditation and how to do it, and quite often there will be a few who have spiritual experiences during the meditation, and I will explain to them what their spiritual experiences were all about with the help of my spirit guide. Besides meditation, my students also know about my psychic abilities and also that I do space clearing. In one of my classes, there was a couple who were regular attendees. Most of my students, after some time, they became like friends. So this couple is also, after some time, they were also like friends to me. So just like many of my meditation students, because we're like friends, we can, discuss supernatural things quite easily in this group. And so this couple approached me, and let's call them A and WT. Yeah, one is A, one is WT. All right. So after one of the meditation sessions, A and WT asked if I was free for dinner and a chat. I was, and we went to a place near the holistic center for a nice little dinner and chat. And as we dined, A and WT related to me what has happened in their home. At their home, they have a maid. They prefer to call her their home helper. And I like that term, and I will use that term in this video. So at their home, they have a home helper, and their helper was from the Philippines. At that time, when they approached me to help their helper, she had worked for them for 2 years already. And back then, during that time, their helper was troubled. She was also someone who was very sensitive to energies, and she could see spirits too. But she's not very comfortable about it, yeah. But the couple knew that she could because of what happened. So, in fact, she told them that when she first arrived at their home, she sensed a cold presence in their house. And after years of working with them, she finally revealed that she saw a child running around the house. At first, she thought the child were the couple's children, because she did not really get a good look. Yeah, because she would be busy working and busy cleaning the house or attending to matters in the house, and the child would suddenly just rush past by her. And it was while she's doing things, so she's focused on her work, and this thing would just suddenly just seem to rush past her, by the side of her, or somewhere around her, but never right in front of her. And she soon realized things were amiss, because there was once she saw that child running into a room. So she ran after the child into the room, only to discover there was no one in that room. And a few seconds later, the couple's children appeared from behind her. They came up, see what she was doing, and they appeared behind her. They came from another room, so they came out and they stood behind her. So she realized something was wrong. uh, because the child that ran into the room disappeared, could not have been the couple's children. So the helper became quite scared and finally found the courage to talk to the couple about it. And A and WT said that they believed their helper. This was because over the years they found her to be good and trustworthy. After listening to what happened, the brief summary of what happened, I agreed to help, and I offered to do space clearing for the couple's home. Um, they knew that I do this, and they accepted. So we arranged for another day when I would visit the couple's home. When I arrived there, the naturally the helper and A answered the door, and I was introduced to the helper. Let's call her R, yeah? Okay. So R seemed nervous and shy, but uh, A and WT encouraged her to tell me what happened, and they assured her that, it's alright, it's okay to tell me, So because they encouraged her and they told her it was alright, R finally opened up, and she told me about the sightings, and about what A and WT told me before. And she shared about how frightened she was. I listened very attentively, and I was really empathetic to her fears, because I realized from my experience, not many people can deal with such things, you know. So what I did was, I took a few deep breaths to activate my psychometric ability. Yes, by then I learned better control of my ability, so I was able to do that. So after a few seconds, I started to see what she saw, you know. Suddenly, but as I saw what she was seeing, suddenly the scene changed and I saw a church. My spirit guide said to me that that was the R's church, back when she was in the Philippines. And then outside the church, I saw a tall statue. It was a statue of an angel. Yeah. Then my spirit guide told me to tell R to remember this angel because this angel can help her. So, as you can tell by now, we were all sitting around and we were sharing, we were talking. Yeah. So I switched out of my psychometric mode and I related to R what I saw. I described the church, what it looked like, and what was around it and all that. And then I mentioned the you know the I didn't mention the angel yet. I just described first. And the moment I described, she immediately exclaimed loudly that the description fit the church she used to go to when she was back in the Philippines. Yeah. Then I mentioned about where the statue was located, that there's this tall statue outside the church, and I told her exactly where this statue was located outside the church, you know. So again, she became very excited and confirmed that there was such a statue at the front of the church and at the exact location where I mentioned. And she told me that this is the statue. The statue is an image of the Archangel Michael. And that was when my spirit guide spoke again. And he has a message for her. His message was to tell her that Archangel Michael can help her. And my spirit guide told me exactly what R needed to do. I listened carefully, and then, having received all the information, I shared it all with A, WT, and R. And also, because A, WT, and R, they're not Catholics. So, so I had to advise them to bring R to a Catholic store and Then I taught R how to choose a statue of Archangel Michael. It would be the one that she resonated with and would be able to help her. Um, if you remember earlier on, I offered to do space clearing for ANWT, to do space clearing for their home. That was the initial plan. But after what happened, and what my spirit guide told me and guided me, there was a change of plans. I suggested for A to do the space clearing. It was all right for her to do because, she had attended my space clearing course and she would know what to do. And somehow, for some reason, my spirit guide wanted her to do it, with a little bit of addition to what she had learned. Yeah, she needed to do the space clearing with the statue of Archangel with them. So that means they must go get the Archangel figurine from the Catholic store, before they do the space clearing. And, I also told them that while A did the space clearing, R must invite Archangel Michael into their home and ask for assistance to guide lost souls, any lost souls within the area, guide them all to the light. So after that, I say that, okay, after they did that, let me know and we can review and see what will be the next steps to take, if there were any necessary steps to take at all. After my visit to their home and our discussion on what to do, I experienced something supernatural again. Yeah. Apparently, after my visit, she was again alone in her room and she felt a coldness, a presence. Yeah. And this time she felt paralyzed. She heard voices and movements in the kitchen. So she did her best to get up and turn on the lights. And the moment she turned on the lights, the voices and movements stopped. Clearly frightened, she quickly ran to A and she was crying as she told A what happened. So A immediately did a quick space clearing, and she also did shielding, because R ran to her, and then went to another room and she did that so that R can sleep there for the night. This was just a quick preventive measure, just for the night. Yeah. And the next day, A and R went to a Catholic store, and at the store, A guided R how to choose an Archangel Michael figurine. A guided her just like I taught her and all my students. First, to feel which figurine resonated with R, and then to feel and ask permission. And given permission, then buy the figurine. So R chose one as guided and brought it back home to ANWT's home. And on the very same day, A then did the space clearing for the entire house as I guided her how to do it. And then they placed the statue at the center of the living room. A proceeded to bring in the divine love energies. This is done, you can do this with the divine love, flowing love meditation that I share. Yeah. So she brought in the divine love energies. And then after the energies have entered her home, settled in, held there, then she did space clearing for the entire house. And when she returned back to the center where the Archangel Michael statue was placed, she guided R to invite Archangel Michael into ANWT's home. Then they asked Archangel Michael to assist and bring all the lost souls to the light. What is this light? It's the divine light that is sometimes what I call the Great Divine Father or the Great Divine Creator. After the session, A and R felt the energies at the home were so much lighter you know, and they felt so much better. And also after that session, that very weekend itself, R bought the Archangel Michael figurine to her church, to the one that she was attending in Singapore. The priest at the church noticed her carrying the figurine, and he seemed to know all about her problems with the haunting at A and WT's home. So after he noticed her carrying the figurine, he spoke to her. He told her that Archangel Michael can help her. Yeah, because as a priest, he recognizes the Archangel Michael figurine. He said that Archangel Michael could help her, and he also reminded her that she has a gift and to not be afraid of the gift. I think the priest was referring to her ability to sense and see spirits. The priest also told R that Archangel Michael was already present at the home where she was staying at. This is quite amazing, yeah, that the priest knew about this, and he could sense that they have brought in and invited Archangel Michael. So he confirmed this. This is great confirmation, you know. But at the same time, the priest was quite amazed that her employers allowed her to invite Archangel Michael into their home, even though they were not Catholics. He smiled to her and he said, that is a good thing. It is a good thing. The next day after the day at church, I felt a presence again. Previously, I have felt this presence during the first time I visited A and WT's home. And back then, when I sensed that presence, I could sense that this presence was a guardian angel, but I did not explore further who it was. I felt that it was better that A find out on her own who this guardian angel is. But I did mention it to A. So A remembered that and told R that the presence was Archangel Michael and all was well. From my experience, it's always a good practice to do space clearing at your home and to do it regularly. I use singing bowls and sacred white sage smudge sticks to do the space clearing. Of course, there are a lot of other space clearing tools. I will talk about this in the future. The reason why you do space clearing is because, just like regular cleaning of the house with a vacuum cleaner helps you to get rid of dust and dirt, space clearing works on an energetic level. It clears away the bad and negative energies. But of course, then you need to bring in the good and positive energies to fill up those spaces that have vacated, where the bad energies have left. And that is why you need to bring in good and positive energies like the divine love energies into that space. And you can do that by practicing the flowing love meditation. Also, if you need to buy sacred white sage smudge sticks or singing bowls, I can help you with that. Go to the description below. I will leave links to good sites that sell really good quality incense and singing bowls. It's really important to, get good space clearing tools to help you do a really good space clearing. So have you had any encounters with ghosts like the one I just shared? What happened? Yeah. Tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear your supernatural experiences. Also, as mentioned, this is the last true ghost story for the Chinese Ghost Month. Yeah, this past month, was the lunar 7th month. Yeah, so to commemorate it, I did true ghost stories that I shared my true ghost stories. So after this, I will resume with videos about meditation and meditation related topics, and I will share them soon. So remember to subscribe, hit the notification button to receive updates whenever I publish a new video. Think good thoughts to create good things.